Hello, Goosebumps fans. It is time to actually have something to talk about. This is interesting. So, you most likely already know. If you don't know, I'm giving it to you right now after this commercial break. Okay, are we good? All right, I think we're good. All right, so most likely, if you haven't heard, it looks like one of those stories that was just lost media, or we have no idea what happened to it. It just resurfaced on Amazon. Coming this October. Slime Doesn't Pay actually gets to exist. And I wonder if Goosebumps Completionists will hate me for doing this, but I'm going to let him read the synopsis and you tell me what you think.
So, lots of little brothers can be pests and troublemakers, but Amy's brother, Arnie, is a monster. In this R.L. Stein middle grade scare fest, Amy and her friend Lissa don't know what to do about Arnie's bullying, bad boy behavior, and mean jokes and pranks. The little monster is ruining their lives. The girls decide it's payback time. Total humiliation for Arnie. They find a recipe for green slime on a YouTube channel and mix a big bucket to pour over Arnie at his birthday party. To their horror, the girls instantly discover that slime doesn't pay. Before their eyes, Arnie's whole body starts to change. The slime turns him into a real monster. Now Amy and Lissa have two frightening dilemmas. Can they save their town from the raging Arnie monster? And is there any way to turn the monster back into Arnie?
Of course, I bet I needed to have his permission, so. It's like I'm pretty sure he hasn't watched this, and if he did watch it, well, he'd be like, hey, what the heck? It's like, he read it better. It's like the only thing I'm gonna do is just smack the freaking thing that you already read it. So he read it along with him. Anyways, yeah, so amazing. And of course the hero of the hour or idol of the hour or anti-hero or I'm still gonna call him a hero, that's just how it works. The hero of the hour, Jude, actually made this happen. He started it to work, and it basically just kept on, the gears kept on going to the point of where, look at that. It's now been made. I just hope that the person who did start it, or actually got the name in the first place, is able to actually get a dedication. That's all I'm asking. A dedication. I would definitely buy it if it's just nothing but a black book. A black book that says Slime Doesn't Pay Stein. If that's what it is, I'll be so happy. I would love it to be a black edition and also one with Tim Jacobus. Tim Jacobus actually give him the artwork. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what everyone wants. I mean, yes, Blackstone could actually give it to us. That's the person who are publishing it. It's Blackstone, not Scholastic. So we'll just have to see what cover will happen. Again, I would just love it to just be a black cover. Or heck, how about you give us a slip cover, but it turns out the cover is just a black cover, just kind of like the movies, but instead of being brown with leather, it's just a black hardcover. And that's the only one that they have so far. It's just hardcovers. There's no paperback hardcover. And I'm like, deal if you actually make it just a black cover, period. It's like nothing on it except for Slime Doesn't Pay Stein, and then on the side of it, it's like Blackstone Production, Publishing, blah blah blah. That's all I have to say. The only extra additive I have to say is, and I said this like in a video like some months ago or so, when I heard that R.L. Stein made some good stories, but without an actual title, he threw it away. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't ever throw away a story when you're on it. Like it's like Gilbert said, the name is the last thing you'll do, okay?
That is exactly my plan.
I love a plan.
Excellent plan.
Phase one, we need a name for the product.
That's actually the last step. You've got the transparencies out of order.
Doesn't like being corrected.
Now he must do something terrible to you. Something to teach us all a lesson!
Gilbert, I'd like you to take the lead on this project. Step one, the name.
The name is the last thing you do.
Oh, use some common sense, son. If you don't know something's name, how do you know what to build?
Focus groups.
Market research.
Detailed user specifications.
And the name...
Do you think the guy who invented the mouse pad started with the name?
Don't be like the guys at Dilbert. Anyways, besides that, I would just say it already had a title. It's called Untitled. Untitled number 3. Untitled number 9. Untitled number 11. So someday you could have actually have made one book of short stories by R.L. Stine, and it would just be the stories. It will have no actual names on them. And I would think that everyone would actually like that, right? I mean, if the ones that really are truly good and then you have lacklusters, I'm pretty sure eventually someday, if by some crystal ball someone actually is able to look in and listen to all of the stories that never got names but they were good, they'll be like, Chicken Chicken? You chose Chicken Chicken over that no-name story you never gave a name to? Man, or Monster Blood 4, or Why I'm Afraid of Bees. Anyone that anyone could name saying, I wish this didn't exist, the ones that he didn't get a name of, most likely was better than that, and it sucks, right? And of course, let's go with like a little thing before I go. Of course, most likely it'll just be a little thing, little fire, but since no one really actually listens and I'm not really truly part of the Goosebumps community like that, so it's most likely not going to cause any wars. And if it does, well, awesome. I'll have to see things burn. Apparently, they said that Slime Doesn't Pay would. This is by rumor that it was actually Monster Blood 3. Monster Blood 3 got adapted into Monster Blood 3, but before it was Slime Doesn't Pay. And they were talking about Kermit and his mom was involved in it. And I'm like, I kind of prefer Monster Blood 4 would have been. I mean, look what happened with Brain Juice. Brain Juice was delayed. Delayed. I would actually lean towards Monster Blood 4 because at least Monster Blood 3, it makes sense. The catalyst of the yeast in the dough made reactivated Monster Blood and he turned tall because, well, the yeast affected alchemy, you know? And it's like, that makes sense. Monster Blood 4 does not make sense. I would have preferred Monster Blood 4 is Slime Doesn't Pay. And everyone's like, no, that's not true. That's not true. I'm like, I would prefer that to be true than Monster Blood 3 because Monster Blood 4 would just turn into, yeah, they ended with something. So, Monster Blood 4 does not make sense at all. I prefer it just be some other story, just like how everyone is like, Slime Doesn't Pay? Just name it Monster Blood 3. Get on with it. I'm like this. I'm like, same exact deal. He wanted to end the Goosebumps 62 series with freaking Slime Doesn't Pay. And they're like, but Monster Blood pays the checks, and lots of people will go for it, so Monster Blood 4. Not Slime Doesn't Pay, Monster Blood 4. Anyways, have a scary day, have a scary night.